what's going on, everyone? Sorry, I was trying to get my let's get this started. I know base starting at 420. Did I start at 420? Let's go, baby. All right, so apparently Emmanuel said we started at 420 his time, UK time, baby, the old Brit time. But welcome, everyone. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Dano Crypto. On this channel, we show you guys, gals, aliens, and degenerate crypto enthusiasts how to make simple, effective, and easy moves in the cryptocurrency ecosystems and to just keep you in the game. Because let's be honest, a lot of people are sidelined from crypto. They don't even, the retail just still doesn't even know what crypto is. They don't even know what Solana is. They didn't even get brought to Solana, maybe from the Trump meme coin. But even then, people still are just kind of they don't know what's going on with crypto. The Clarity Act is even one of the Save America Act that our legislation is focusing on. So we got a lot of stuff to focus on here, but we're going to go through the on-chain news. We're going to go through some of the charts. We're going to look at some of the altcoins. We're going to look at some of the memes. We're going to keep you guys in the game. But make sure you guys are hitting the like button, subscribe button, ding the bell. And right now we're trying to test streaming on TikTok. And the way that we're doing is trying to do a double screen, split screen. Hopefully we can figure out the layout, because we weren't able to stream directly to TikTok from Restream. So what we're doing, if you can see the screen, I don't know if you're able to see the screen. Give me a second. Let me do this. Okay, yeah, and then I can actually show you what it looks like. So this is the TikTok Live Studio dashboard. Now, I don't know if any of you guys are using this currently, but it's really tricky because TikTok is very, very rulesy when it comes to if you are live streaming and you are display even 2 seconds of someone else's video or audio, or if it looks like you're selling products or anything like that, they immediately restrict the live stream and they put it in the tubes, and then they don't they just put a bunch of weird search restrictions on it. They don't put it in the search. So immediately when it's flagged like that, it just gets rugged. So I don't even know if there's anyone watching right now. It looked like there were some people that joined in. A couple people joined in on TikTok. So not even sure if there's anyone viewing the TikTok stream right now, but we're just giving it a test. And but make sure you guys are following me if you are on TikTok. I think the handle is DanoCrypto904 over there as well, or at DanoCrypto. And then our CTX handle is at DanoCrypto904 if you want to be following me on X and follow the live streams on here. Make sure, we are always posting content on here as well, and reposting the things that we think are interesting to read, and just like relevant news, things about anything that has to do with Bitcoin and the crypto economy, tech, things like that, the social, cultural stuff, newest memes. That is what we've been doing. And we also like to post our fancy latte pictures, which I think should be going viral. I don't know any other crypto barista that's posting their amazing latte art pictures, or anyone who can even fucking do it. So be evangelistic, my friends. We're posting all kinds of content, posting a bunch of art, posting things. And now the exchanges, so here's a little hint. BitMEX and Bitmart going down is the signal for the bottoming of the bear market and the start of the bull market. Why? Because if you think about how and what happened and what spurred all-time highs in the bull market run in 2022 and 2023, it was the capitulations of the exchanges, the crypto banks, the lending protocols, the protocols that were apparently giving all this crazy yield. We had Terra Luna go down. Everything has rhymed in this particular cycle, if you think about it, because our version of what happened in 2025 and now 2026, going into this next cycle of this bull run here, this is where we are rhyming a bit. You know, we're not repeating exactly, but we're doing a pretty damn good rhyme. So we had all these different exchanges and banks go down. We had lending protocols go down. There were crypto banks that were shut down by by litigation with in America. Operation Choke Point 2.0 was during the Gary Gensler era. And so now in this era, like it was FTX crash, Luna crash from previous. Now this era, we had the 1010. We had the Athena stablecoin USDE get depegged and leveraged and wiped out a lot of leverage and loans, collateralized loans in the markets. So that was our version of a massive, black swan. we've had this war, we've had all this stuff, we've had a lot of things to rhyme from what we've had previously. Now we have BitMEX, Bitmart, those are going down. Clarity Act is coming in. So then if Clarity Act is coming in, that means it's going to be harder for these overseas Asian, crypto exchanges to basically have customers, because think about it. If you can now in America, you can leverage trade, you can use all these different platforms or whatever, but they're American based. And then just imagine this. Okay. So then American users finally, can use these products and services, the prediction markets fully, leverage fully, because now there's clarity. And then that means that most of the exchanges that people were using on the side that were overseas or whatever, they didn't have to use KYC. They're going to go down. They're insolvent. They're not going to have enough money, and they're not going to have cash to be able to pay people who are high leveraging on their platforms to pay them out. And they're not going to have enough customer funds because their proof of reserves are probably not as true as what they have. And they don't even give you the proof of reserve. So this is why these exchanges end up going down. And then, you could take your funds off, but at a point, there's times where you're not going to be able to. They will pause withdrawals because they will not be able to make everyone whole. Okay. So what could happen is there are other exchanges. Carl from the Moon was making a comment about it and saying, hey, it's not Bybit. It says Bybit is the safest of them all. And but then there's some people that are saying, hey, Bybit could be the next one that ends up secretly being insolvent and actually doesn't have as much money as we think they do. But who freaking knows, man? And that's why it's really tricky to want to give support to these exchanges, want to back them or get deals from them or whatever, say, oh, you should go trade on this exchange, trade on this exchange. And I just think personally it's irresponsible, because unless you do your due diligence, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the best things that we probably could support and promote, even though we don't like them that much, is like Coinbase. Coinbase, like American solidified based crypto companies that have, even though maybe they've made mistakes, they're still here. They're still trying to catch customer support. I think Brian Armstrong, if you watched him, his body language and kind of his tone and stuff like that on Market Bubble when he was talking to Anson and Banks, he seems like he really does, want to be here and work in this industry, because I'd imagine he probably work in a lot of other industries where people hate him less. So it's like, he admitted that. He's like, look, he's like, Jamie Dimon hates me. He's like, the people in Washington think I'm wasting my time, and, I was constantly getting, shit on, but they continue to press on. So, it might be better to, but even then we had an American exchange that was the golden exchange, and it was going to be the golden boy. We had Sam Bankman-Fried and all this stuff, and there were movie stars and celebrities and Tom Brady promoting FTX. Oh, set up your account, do your banking, everything on FTX. And look what happened there. So so this is why there's market confusion. People don't know what the fuck's going on. They don't know what to do, because there's not enough language and conversation to educate the public on what crypto is in the way of self-custody and just having your assets on chain in different modalities. Because just like how you can be in the cash system and in the banking system, you can have your money in a savings account. You can have it in a checking. You can have it in a CD. You can have it, in different places. You could have it on Venmo. You could have it on Cash App. You could have it digitally in all these different places and program banks. And so, and each one has its own level of security, compliance, risks, all that. So it's the same as when you're holding assets in crypto. They're liquid up until the point that they go into a third-party brokerage, and then how liquid it is at that point is up to the compliance and the discretion of the third party and the custodian, which is now not you. So what we need to teach people in crypto, it's not like we need to go straight, because I think like what the big crypto KOLs are missing the point is they're trying to get retail onboarded by showing them all this new stuff. That's great. The new stuff is great, and trying to get them to prediction market and all that, and like, but I think the best thing that we could do for new people and retail coming in to learn about crypto is just download a wallet, and then learn about the networks, learn about that it is a network, that these blockchains are just networks powered by nodes that are either miners or stakers that represent a dot in the network. And so that's the best way that we could offer knowledge to retail, is to show them, hey, we've been through this. We've been through this for the past 6 years. We got rugged. We put our money on an exchange. It was Voyager. Voyager was an exchange that was set up in America. They were investing in the basketball team. I think they were partnering up with the Mavericks. Mark Cuban was promoting it. They're going to have a debit card. Oh, it's going to be, they were the most compliant. They were the most compliant out of all of them. They were just propping themselves up to be the most safest bet in crypto to be able to hold your money. Guess what happened? They shut down because they took our customer funds and used them to get leverage in the market through Three Arrows Capital, which then they went down. They went belly up. So it made the whole freaking domino effect tumble, and they paused withdrawals. We ended up being creditors in a lawsuit for a massive exchange, and you got like 25% of your crypto back. And they got to run away off with all your freaking money, and they ended up making out way better than all the customers did. So we've been through this. And in that time, I had the opportunity to hold my crypto in my wallet. I did have a little bit of crypto in my wallet, but I had kind of most of it sitting on the exchange. And that was where I learned my lesson. So everyone that's coming in, this is where you need to understand it is a exchange. They're there to facilitate the trading through an exchange that is centralized. So when you use these systems, you need to not use them as a way of full self-custodial aspect, because that's not what it is. You have to have them on your own. You have to have the crypto on your own devices, especially when things are bad and things are good. That's what's hilarious, is that when it's all sideways and things are just boring, these things work great. The platforms work perfect when it's sideways, and then when you need it the most, when it's the lowest fucking price, and when it's the best time to sell, guess what these exchanges do? They are nowhere to be found, and they fucking go down, and the network goes down. They get congested. Coinbase goes down. And then it's ridiculous. So it's like, when you need them the most, they're not there. When it's sideways and it doesn't mean shit, they're working perfectly fine. So it's frustrating. It's very, very frustrating. So what I have always done, and maybe at detriment sometimes to possibly getting deals with these exchanges, is I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth. It's like I'm not saying that you don't need to use the exchanges. You just need to know the risks. Know the risks of using these platforms. That's all I got to say. Know the risks. Know that it's not your key. Like Emmanuel said, it's not your keys, not your cheese, not your keys, not your crypto. That is still true, you know? So I would say in the next few months, you need to not have a single damn token on an exchange. You don't need to have a single token on an exchange, and you're better off having your crypto in your own wallet. In your own wallet. You only need to use these exchanges to on and off ramp and maybe trade a little bit. Maybe you just like it. That's fine. You can use it. Maybe you like using the exchange better than the wallet. Then do that. But don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you have trouble operating inside of that exchange when it's euphoria and when it's the worst time. Because that's what happens. I've just seen it too many times. So I'm not surprised by it. And neither should you be. Okay. Hope you guys are doing well. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Are we still live on TikTok or did they ban me? No, we're live. I think we're good. And it looks like people are joining. We can say hi to people. It doesn't show that there's any viewers, though. Total views, 14 viewers. It says there's 0 people watching. You'll have to let me know. If you're watching on TikTok, hello to all the ticky-talky people out there. Ticky-talky people. Hope you're doing well. So, if you guys didn't know, first it was France. Remember, Pavel Durov got ambushed in France. He flew there, and they were just going to have a chat, and then they ended up arresting him. And they tried to, and they got him. I don't know if they didn't fully arrest him, but they interrogated him. They were trying to, they were close. But Russia now is charging Telegram founder and CEO Pavel Durov with facilitating terrorism. An international arrest warrant was issued, and then Pavel Durov's response was a big middle finger. Because if you kind of go into the weeds with this, Pavel Durov is Russian, but he's got just an interesting background, you know. He's very much for freedom, sovereignty, obvious for what he's been involved with. He's been heavily involved with Bitcoin. He started Telegram and also the Ton blockchain, which is now the Gram blockchain. Gram for Telegram, so Gram. So you can see how those brands are starting to align now and start to go into a one mind share brand. Because if you know about Telegram, Gram chain. Ton didn't make any sense because you were like, Ton, I don't know what Ton is. But now when people associate the crypto and the chain with Telegram and Gram, then that's how you can get a million plus however millions of people that use Telegram. And there's some good connections. There's some really good parallels. All right, we got some people on Twitch saying hello. What's going on, Tally? What's going on? We got Tally FNS in the house. Hopefully a real person, not a bot. And then we got Emmanuel in the house. Who else is watching on all platforms? We have 4 people on YouTube. So YouTube is still shadow banning me. They're doing the thing where they are not putting me in the search. They are doing some weird stuff. I don't think it's because my content sucks. I think I'm doing just fine. I mean, what else can we do here? We can do all kinds of stuff, but let's be honest. I mean, I don't think our live stream is any more whatever, I guess, entertaining than say, like, you know, Thread Guy's live stream. I mean, we're doing the same things Thread Guy on YouTube is get about 89 or, you know, 50 to 80 average concurrent viewers, and his live stream, let's see, Thread Guy, and he's got about, how many subscribers? 26,000 subscribers. 26,000 subscribers, and let's see, when he's live, is he live right now? Yeah, I think when he was live earlier, he had about 50, 60 people. it kind of fluctuates. Sometimes YouTube's a little slow. He's got more people watching on Twitch, and I don't know if he bots his Twitch streams, but he definitely bots his X streams, because the X streams, there's no way that there's 5,000 people, 5,000 real people watching these live streams. There's just no way, because if that was the case, then there would be like 2,000 people watching Crypto Ban Ran and Crypto Banter on YouTube. But when Crypto Banter, which is one of the biggest channels in crypto and brands worldly that people know about, that people watch in the USA, and just that should tell you in the way of YouTube right now, in crypto and crypto content, it's shit's tough. Okay? It's not like there's just eager people out there running to watch crypto content and learn how to get on chain. It's not freaking happening. So all these numbers that you're seeing, unless they're under like 400, they're fake. They're not real. They're not real. Please, I like don't kid yourself. So like what you see right now on my numbers, these are real numbers. This is the amount of people that are around right now. This is real. On Twitch, let's see how many people are watching on X. Yeah, 0. There's 0 people watching on X right now, because I don't bot my fucking streams. 0 people, and they shadow ban me too. Pretty ridiculous. But all right, so let's check it out. Since we have 1,000 people watching, let's run a commercial.
Oh, someone just rang the doorbell. I am Satoshi Nakamoto. The bull run can commence.
All right. So yeah, check out the Tangent wallet. If you guys use my offer code and my link in the description down below, you get discounts off the Tangent wallet. And also, I believe you get a little bit of discounts on whenever you're trading inside of the app, because as well as Tangent being a cold wallet in a very cool, unique way with the NFC card. This is the way that you are going to verify and transact and you know, sign transactions and things like that through it being cold storaged offline on the card until you sync it, and then it becomes online whenever you facilitate a transaction. But if you also want to use the Tangent wallet as a cold wallet, you could do that too. You can use it as a cold wallet and just a you know, crypto on-chain wallet on your phone. So that is 2 different ways that you can use the Tangent wallet and the Tangent dashboard and the app. So make sure you guys check it out. It's a cool way that you can, like we were just talking about, is self-custodian your crypto and having ways to be able to do it. And you should have multiple one of these. I mean, Tangent, you know, whatever you want to use, but obviously like I'd like you to use my, you know, my link in the description for getting this particular one. So if you don't have one yet, check out Tangem. If you have another one and you need another crypto wallet, check out Tangem. And you can get custom cards made, some of them with some Bitcoin logos, and then you can get some with the American flag, some Bitcoin pizza, you know, for Bitcoin Pizza Day. And yeah, so all kinds of ways that you can customize. I believe, yeah, they deliver worldwide. So yeah, so if you want to, I'm pretty sure they're in the UK, because we have a Fathead Dave. Fathead Dave is in the UK, and he is also he's very much a Tangem supporter. Shout out to Fathead Dave. And actually, Fathead Dave, me and Fathead Dave are probably going to spearhead where you can get a custom Sproto print of a card. That would be amazing. So if Tangem wants to really like show that they are part of crypto and they want to be a part of culture, they should add the most popular and funniest meme and NFT collection in all of crypto, and add a Sproto wallpaper. Sproto skin. It'd be sick. But yeah, Emmanuel, why don't you be my first purchaser of the Tangem with my link, and whoever else is watching right now, we would really appreciate it. This is part of crypto, you know. This is what you got to do. We have to have our crypto, and we have to secure it. You know, we can talk about trading and you know, and all this stuff, and trying to find the memes and what's the next hot thing, and you know, oh, what's the ecosystem? Because we do have that plan today. We gotta, how we're gonna do our live streams going forward is we're going to have a morning crypto PowerPoint deck to go through each live stream, and I think it's a good opportunity for us to just get a nice core read on the markets for the day. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that right now. There we go. Yeah, there we go. All right, but make sure you're also hitting that like button. And man, what? It's so crazy. I'm gonna try not to let this. I'm trying not to let this upset me, but I mean, it's kind of bullshit, to be honest. I mean, 0 people on X. I mean, who do they think I am? Like, why do they do this? That's fine. Okay. All right. Bitcoin. Let's go to Bitcoin's price action right now, and let's see what's happening. So FOMC happened. Big deal. Whatever. FOMC, it's always the most important one until the next one. The rates were held exactly where they are. Everyone's contemplating, oh, are they going to raise the rates? Are they going to lower the rates? Or, oh my gosh, what are they going to do? I don't know. Just buy crypto when it's fear and it's at the bottom. And then equities and all this stuff and the money flow and the ETFs, when they start flowing into the ETFs again, and then the prices are going up, you had already bought before then. So you don't have to like guesswork. You just say everything is at a quote, pretty much a bottom, and you DCA even from now. And if it goes down even lower into the next few weeks, that in the next 6 to 12 months, the prices will be back to where they were, or close to, maybe even some of them breaking all-time highs. So it's just, you make a decision now, and don't make it after hindsight had been 2020, and you've gone and now you're chasing price. So that is what I feel like could be, you know, get the confusion off the table, and just say, do I think prices will be higher in 6 to 12 months? If the answer is yes, then you freaking buy the coins right now. bid the coins. Buy spot. Maybe try and get some entries if you see some entries. You know, if you see entries on Bitcoin or whatever altcoins you're trying to trade right now, you're trying to trade the, you know, the high caps, the mid caps, whatever it is. Yeah, like we're going to play a clip of Tom Lee. Tom Lee basically is saying in 6 to 12 months, it's going to look a lot better. It's going to look a lot better. And you don't want to be chasing price, because what's going to happen is a lot of people are going to be sidelined and still, quote, confused. And then they're going to be like, damn it, ETH is at $3,500 now? Shit. And then they're chasing ETH price, and they're going to be mad about it. And that's what we talk about, a hated rally. ETH is still in an arc of being one of the most hated rallies that we're going to see in crypto history. I really believe that Ethereum will have the most hated rally in crypto history when it breaks all-time high, because everyone in crypto Twitter had been convinced to not hold any. And then they've also had been convinced that, oh, ETH memes are not going to run to billions again. Then they see SHIB and Pepe. Pepe breaks all-time high again. They're in shambles and sidelined out their ass because they hold a bunch of shitty Solana coins. Now, let's look at Bitcoin. Let's check it out. It's at $64,700. Doll hairs. On the weekly chart, looking pretty good. The weekly chart's looking pretty good, because I got 1, 2, 3, 4, basically 5, 6, 7 weeks. 7 weeks of just like down, sideways. We started going into another bull flag, you know, kind of wedge here. You can see that all from going from 126,000, we formed bear flags going all the way down. As you can see here, like we had, look, bear flag, boom, boom, bear flag, and then another one, and then this one is starting to form, and then we've kind of gotten to the top range here, and this is where, you know, some people think that this is the line in the sand. You know, basically, like, we talk about the lines in the sand, and hey, we got Fathead Dave in the house on YouTube, no less. Let's go. We gave you a shout out, Fathead Dave. We said that me and you are going to spearhead Tangem Wallet, joining culture and joining in on the cultural movement. That is Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10. Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inu. Okay? Ticker's Bitcoin. And the Sprotos getting Tangem to use the Sprotos as a wallpaper. I think it'd be really cool. I think it would be really cool. But yeah, so the line in the sand here for Bitcoin is 66,000. Yeah, you're eating your dinner. What are you eating? What do you eat in the UK? What do you guys even eat? Do you just eat mashed potatoes all day? Do you just eat fish and chips? What the hell do you eat? I'm just kidding. What do you eat over there? Emmanuel, please tell me. I got 2 Brits in the house right now. See, that's the thing. Like, I feel like I could walk down the street. I could walk down the street in London and people would be like, wait a second, is that Dano? I had someone at the gas station a few years back say Dano Crypto, and I about jumped over the counter. Like, I was standing in line to pay for gas, and then I hear like Dano Crypto, and I was like, thought I was about to get freaking shot. I was like, shit, they found me. I was like, no, I shilled them the wrong thing. They're like, you told me to buy Fartcoin. Chicken sausages, rice, some tomatoes, sriracha sauce, and garlic mayo post-workout. Okay, all right. All right, Emmanuel said he had a chicken wrap and some mashed potatoes. I had Chick-fil-A. That just shows how American I am. I had my wife woke up this morning and she was like, "Can you get us Chick-fil-A breakfast?" Yes, I can do that. So I got a chicken, egg, and cheese biscuit. Chicken, egg, and cheese biscuit. That's my favorite breakfast item at Chick-fil-A because they're biscuits at Chick-fil-A. The biscuits, they do pretty well. All right, so let's get back to the TA. So the TA on Bitcoin is that we are going to test up into, you see this order block? You see this big red block here? That is a sell order block. That means liquidity was at a high sell point right here. And this is based off of that big candle. I will. And so this candle right here was a lot of sell pressure. It was just I mean, look, in the week, I mean, it went down from 74 all the way in wick to 59. I mean, it was just atrocious week for Bitcoin. Just terrible. And so what this is just like, we found a bottom here. The bears were just rooting for it to continue to go and then hit 52, because you can see this is also a green order block where we had from previous support in September last year. With that was where we had some heavy liquidity come in to push it to the upside. You can see it. So Bitcoin tried to get down there. It got close. It hit 1, 2, and now it's trying to push out of this area. It didn't get there. It was close. So if you're a bear right now, you want 52 so bad. That's the bear case, okay? So the bear case is we can't break this level. We can't break it. Like there's just the ETFs aren't flowing in enough. There's not enough buy pressure before. What made this happen here was ETF inflows. We had Michael Saylor bidding every Monday. We had less sell pressure, and it started to catch the bid. It had that momentum, and it made sense. Now we have, all of this, back and forth with the oil, with the Strait of Hormuz, the war, just all this stuff. That's when the war started, by the way, February. That first week was the war starting right there. And what's interesting is that we had all of this down, and then when the war started, that's when it found a bottom. You see how the psychology is very much flipped on its head? That's why the market is in confusion. So because before the war started, it was all down. And then when the war started, it pumped and went from 60K to 82. Could it push 82? It got rejected off the 618 of the Fibonacci, and then it pulled right back to where the liquidity was sitting from previously before, but it went lower, so it made a lower low. Okay. Now we're sitting at the 382. We already bounced off the 236 area, which is part of the fib extension. You pull the fib from here. Look where the previous low is. High to low. And this is a key moment. So the bull case is that we would get support and break and turn the 618 resistance that was here prior to support. So it'd be a support resistance flipping resistance into support right here, and then we would start crushing into 77. We would be flipping back, and then we would have a kind of a very almost like a very hard to see tricky Wyckoff accumulation, as you can kind of see it here, where you got the that top part of the chart. Like if you're looking at the very top part of that chart right here, that's your first wave down. That's your first low. Then you establish the W here. That's your second low. And it's tricky because sometimes these Wyckoffs, they'll make a higher high or a higher low, and sometimes it can make a lower low, really scoop down. And it's a very aggressive accumulation that happens right here and also right here because you can see it. And then once it gets back up, it establishes that W, because you see the W, 1, 2, 3, 4, gets back up. What price is that? That's 92. This is a weekly chart, so it happens in a few, and so in weeks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. Okay, in 7 weeks we would be back up into the 82 range if we're going to follow this weekly pattern and rhyme it from previous. So then we would test up. We'd see how the market's going to react. We could even break through that. And then, but look, you see how this goes down and then goes, and how it was on the reverse. You just do this on the inverse. So you take this pattern right here and you put it up here, and that's how we get back to the range above 80K. That's the bull case scenario. So that's bull case scenario for Bitcoin. And I think that's fair. I think what will drive this, though, is not Michael Saylor buying. No one cares about that shit anymore. But no, I don't think Michael Saylor is a catalyst anymore. I think that's been gone. I think Michael Saylor as a catalyst for Bitcoin price action, I think we got convinced that it was all based on one person, and I think that's BS. We got Army Piper in the house. Let's go. We got Mr. Army Piper in the house. So if you guys haven't subscribed to Army Piper's channel yet, please go do so. He's been doing this as long as I have, and he's definitely got some really good traditional market knowledge, and really good on the macro and the micro when it comes to all of this data, all the numbers, you know. Definitely a good channel to watch. They go live before I do, so if you want to catch their live stream and then catch it, get the market from a different perspective, and then you can come right over and tune into our live. So really, how you should do it, I'll tell you how you should do it. Here's the crypto stack that you could do in the mornings. You start with Alex O Crypto, and then you go to Randy Hipper, and then right after Miss Teen Crypto Randy Hipper, you go to Army Piper, and then after Army Piper, you come to Dano. And so I'm like last in the chain. You could maybe say I'm the final act in the tour. Because let's be honest, I feel like I'm more of a performer, like that's what I'm best at. But all right, so Army Piper saying bracing for Japan decision in the next 24 hours. Oh, okay, so is Japan deciding their rates as well? Is Japan deciding what their because I know they raised rates, right? Didn't Japan raise their interest rates recently at their last equivalent of an FOMC? It was something like that, because there was something that happened in the Japan markets that kind of caused a little bit of caused some tension, caused some shakiness in the bonds market, and kind of the index for the dollar, which is the DXY, the Dixie. The DXY like is the index of the dollar, but that's also compared to other currencies. So you gotta remember the yen, the won, and the whatever, the ruble, whatever, any currency. The euro is connected heavily actually to the dollar. That's why the dollar and the USD has been the world reserve currency, been a representation of value across these markets. And what's interesting is that I think that like Warren Buffett said in an interview that the goal of a Federal Reserve Bank and the federal government inside of currency is to eventually have it go to zero, because the fiat, once a government is running on fiat currency and then it's not backed by anything anymore, then it's eventually going to go to zero. And it's only a matter of time. So I think what we're seeing now is that the money and the way that the USD is valued in other currencies, and this is why countries started to dump treasury bonds that were on USD value of our currency. And so with that, we start to see how why banks, why all this stuff with the Clarity Act and doing crypto reserves and having stable coins and blah, 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 all this stuff, things going on chain, is the money is changing. It's changing. The value of money is changing because it's based off of network value now. It's based off of code, and it's based off of energy. So energy is actually the money. Countries and their ability to acquire resources based on that energy is the money. That's the actual value. So the value comes from the energy. Now we're getting somewhere. So when you start to parallel this stuff, and what I took away from the Bitcoin conference in Nashville was not necessarily about crypto dominance, it was about energy dominance. It's about resources. And so what's the way that you get more energy? You need gold and silver and the resources and the oil and all the things to be able to make the chips and make the high, whatever. Like, we're going to start building nuclear fusion power plants in America. We're going to need all these. We're going to need the resources. We're going to need this up. What is China doing right now? China is building a super magnet 0-point energy machine that could potentially power the entire cities for a fraction of the cost. So it's like, this is what it's about. It's about energy dominance. And so what is going to power this? What's going to be, some people think it's going to be the AI agentic network. It's going to be, well, what is that going to be powered by? How do they transact? How do they move money? Well, they do it by way of crypto rails. And so, because it's just a ledger, like crypto is just a digital programmable ledger. And then on top of that, when you brought in Ethereum, and Ethereum was a smart contract virtual computer that you can then mint value in reference to the ETH denomination, that's where we start to get in the nuance. But essentially, it's all just ledgers. It's all just a ledger. And then think about it. In government, what would be the best way that we could have a transparent governmental system with checks and balances? You put everything on the fucking blockchain, and you start to, in the way of like Doge did, you have the Department of Government Efficiency, and then you have everything get audited through, especially when it's taxpayer money. You got all this taxpayer money and all the Social Security system, Medicaid, Medicare, you're paying attention to all this stuff, and then you can't even see where it goes, and you have to trust them. You have to trust these people that we know have been on record lying about where they get the money and how they get the money, where the money's sent, and they're paying people that are 250 years old, apparently. Apparently, there's 10,000 people living in America that are over 200 years old, and they've been getting Social Security payments. How? Where? Why? How? And that's been happening for years. So, yeah, trust me, bro. Yeah, our government money, our taxpayer money is on a trust me, bro system. That's hilarious. And all the while, crypto gets called the biggest scam of all time, but you can see the scam. You can see everything that happens on crypto. You can see the cabals operating in real time. Sometimes they even have the audacity to even admit it and be like, yeah. But then our taxpayer money that goes out and gets dispersed, we're just like, yeah, we're just like, cool, we'll trust you, bro. Yeah. Yeah, I guess we'll trust you. The hell we will? No. What we need to do as citizens in America, and if you're in the UK, wherever, you say, I want our money visible on the blockchain. So when you move it and you do this, we're going to see it. We're going to say, why'd you move it here? Why is our money being moved over here? No, it needs to be seen. If it's public and it's government, just like when campaign donations come into a campaign, it goes on the board circuit, on the public record. You can see exactly how much money people have left and what they spent. Why the hell can't we see that in our government and where our money goes? We're paying these government officials with our taxpayer money, and they're doing a shitty ass job. So if anything, we want things to change, and it's funny, all this stuff makes our bags pump. We use crypto. The crypto rails get used as a de facto way to verify the government's shit. Then when it comes to our privacy and how we want to stuff, then we as citizens, as our right to free speech and our right to all of our, like the Bill of Rights and all this stuff, to be able to have our own sovereign land, property, and wealth, we can then hold that and we can say, well, you don't have to look through our shit. But because I'm putting it in a pool that's supposed to go to social services and build a bridge and make sure my town doesn't look like a crack house, you better make sure the money gets there. What I just said is so fundamentally true for every part of the world and any functioning infrastructural society, system, city, whatever, government. It's pretty freaking simple. Trust me, bro. No, I'm not trusting shit. You put my money on the blockchain and it needs to be verified, and that's what this should be about. And then when it comes to our own personal money and our own when we are doing our life out here, I don't need you to know that I went to Publix and spent $50 or go to whatever damn grocery store or whatever it is. Yeah, trust me, bro. I ain't trusting nothing. I ain't trusting shit. All right, let's go through our PowerPoint. We're supposed to go through this. We're going to go through now. Okay, so check it out. Crypto is holding key levels, but leverage and policy headlines are driving intraday volatility. So today's market snapshot here is the global market cap for crypto right now. If this isn't any signal for you to just double down on crypto, it's only at a 2.3 trillion market cap. The entire crypto space, the whole crypto space, the entire space is under 2.5 trillion. There are companies, single companies, that are worth 4 trillion, 3 trillion. Single companies, which themselves are investing in crypto. Do you get it? Bitcoin is at 64,600, average 600. ETH is at under 2K. ETH is a steal right now. ETH is at its Bitcoin growing. It's growing. It's going through puberty, you know, like ETH is going through this point where, you know, it was just FUD it's been FUDed just as much as Bitcoin has been. Bitcoin's had like 10 funerals. And every time it busts through like this, as people are burying Bitcoin and they're throwing dirt on Bitcoin, there's like a hand, Satoshi's hand goes and busts through the dirt, and people are like, and then Bitcoin breaks another all-time high. And then Peter Schiff is silent. You know, he's always super loud when Bitcoin's going down. And then when it breaks another all-time high, he's nowhere to be found. So, and the same with all the other Bitcoin non-believers and people who don't believe in crypto. Sol is at $74. Sol is, love the Sol story and the Sol wild card. People are bearish on Sol too. You know, they don't think Sol will ever get to, you know, a new all-time high. And that one's going to be funny too, because there are coins that, you don't have to be trenching all these new coins. Like, there are established liquidity backed coins on Sol. There's Fart coin. There's even the Trump coin. Even the Trump coin has decent liquidity. It's just that one's got a whole thing to it. There's coins on Sol that still have pretty solid liquidity. With Dog with Hat, Bonk, the DEX tokens, I'd love to see what these Ponky. I'd love to see what the ratio of liquidity to market cap and what would happen when Sol breaks a new all-time high and like all these old coins run, and it's like you could have been buying supply of these coins and not having to test out buying Jimothy. It's like I went Fathead Dave. You know what I'm talking about. Me and Fathead Dave were in a space. I saw Fathead Dave in it, and that's why I joined it. And it was a Jimothy space. And these spaces, if you've gone into these spaces on crypto Twitter, they're just like they're hard to listen to, because it's the same shit over and over again. And Blue is in there too. So Blue, the Blue podcast, if you're familiar with Blue, he's a big Apu proponent. That's like one of his favorite coins. They actually sponsor his show, his podcast. But he knows about all the other memes. He likes Ticker Bitcoin. He likes SPX 6900. He's in the NFTs, But the thing that is so annoying about these spaces is like they come on there and they're talking the same points over and over again, and they're not getting that, like, they're acting like they're making some, like they're recreating the wheel. I don't know what they're trying to do. Like the way that they were talking, they seemed like, oh, this is different. I see something different about this. It's like, no, it's not different. It's no different than Moodink. It's no different than the Peanut the Squirrel. And it's like, you had a short window of opportunity and then it's gone. And it's, and that's what's really interesting about some of these animal meta memes, is that there is this arc of attention. There's an arc of attention, okay? And in that arc of attention, there is a window to make money. Yes, you can extract from arcs of attention, and that's no different. That's not a new thing. That's not a new thing to extract money from an arc of attention. Crypto, that's not new in meme coins. And so when these people go on these spaces and they act like, because they're trying to form this community, whatever they want to call it, it's not a community until you meet from around the world into one collective. Like, for instance, Ticker Bitcoin, Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic, Taninu is a community. We met all in Miami, met a few times, and that's a community. That's an egregoric movement of people. SPX 6900 is doing the same thing. There's a movement and a community happening. There's not a community and a movement of people trying to save crook-backed Jimothy raccoons. It's not happening. And even then, Moodink could have had a community. And yes, Vitalik Buterin was it's talking about the damn hippo. But then even that died. And there's no lasting community of people saying, like, we need to continue to save the baby hippos, damn it. It's not like that. So stop acting like you're some fucking new community creating and you're you like know how to figure it out. Hey, how about this? Have you figured out how to get people to stop selling? Did you figure out how to get people to buy more than sell more? Then if you haven't figured that out, shut it. Please figure that out. If any community of a meme coin can figure out how to get people to hold the fucking thing and stop selling it, please, I'll join your community. I will back the hell out of it. Show me that you can find a way to get more holders and people buying the token than selling it in 2 weeks. Can you do that? I don't think any community has figured that out yet. I don't think crypto Twitter has figured that out yet. Figure that out first. And then your spaces can be about an hour less, maybe 2 hours less. It's like I don't want to hear the same talking points. And that was what Blue and a lot of people in here feel like if Fathead Dave were talking in this space is like, it's just the same. What are you gonna do different? Like, what are you actually doing? Besides just saying that you're holding a bag and you have a community and you're just getting people in so then you can sell. That's usually what everyone is doing, right? You're trying to get people to buy because you're holding coins that you want to sell at a higher price. Yeah, we all do. We all do. That's what we all want to do, right? We all want to hold our bags that we're holding. We want more people in so when we can sell, we can sell. So we're all doing the same thing. But there's a point where you get an inflection point of money flow that outweighs and exceeds all of the things that you had as a target or a goal. But there's so many people in attention that could be on a one particular thing that it's fine if you wanted to sell at that point. Maybe you sell there and then the other people, they'd sell maybe a little bit further. That's fine. Maybe, just maybe, in a sense of Bitcoin or Ethereum, you bought enough and you have so much value inside of Bitcoin and ETH that you don't even have to sell it. That's the whole damn point we've been trying to make on this channel. If we all realize we could hold these coins inside of our wallets, it immediately creates liquidity and we could be transacting in that damn coin. In the coin. We all buy ETH. ETH is established as money. Tom Lee was right. Goes to $10,000. You can send someone ETH. Same with Bitcoin, Pepe, Dogecoin. What are we doing here? Do we want to keep PvPing? Do we want to keep being tribal? Or do we want to wake the fuck up? This whole bullshit of you'll own nothing to be happy. No, screw you. I'm going to own all of my shit and you are not going to take it from me. This is what this channel's about. Freedom, sovereignty, teaching people that you are the arbiter. You, not them. You're the one who makes the choices. And stop trying to make it so easy for these companies and these people to take control. You know what I think this AI agentic crap is to, oh yeah, you can just be like, yeah, do this and do this for me. Yeah, the agent's going to do everything for you? No, absolutely not. I'm not giving these companies access to my shit anymore. And then that is what is happening here. Is like there's gonna be a split. There's gonna be a people that just give up everything. They're like, yeah, I'll just give up everything and you tell me what to do. And then there's gonna be the libertarian, more, people that have a freaking brain and are going to be like, no, I think I want to own my own stuff. I want to have my own brands. I want to have my own thing. So there's no euphoria yet, but there will be. And I think if people wake up to the fact of what I just said when I'm ranting about is that we have more power than you realize. Like, we have so much power. We all could take $100 right now as a collective society in America just alone. And everyone that has $100, we just go, wait, there's this thing called Ethereum. Bid it, bop. Millions of people just start buying ETH because they realized it's money and they can send it, they Then they start going down the rabbit hole. They're like, wait, there's other networks. Okay, so I can bridge ETH to different networks. And then if that oh man. Just imagine like telling people, all the people that do remittance and they still use Western Union and all this stuff, and like they're sending money like to their aunt or their grandpa, whatever. There's families that are, you know, back and forth. There's maybe someone who's working, you know, completely like on a contract visa, and you send money back to where, you know, where their family is. Like, it's like so many use cases, and that's just one little web of how we could take control of this. But we still don't want to wake up. That's fine. Whatever. So the market is not waiting on one bill. It's pricing the odds of a policy clarity, ETF demand, and whether leverage gets flushed before the next leg. So that's pretty much, that's a good, you know, good observation. It's kind of like, that's why people are kind of on the fence. They're like, are they about to just like flush us out again? They just going to flush the leverage out, you know, and smack us down into that range, which we were just, you know, what we were talking about, that 52 range, you know, just, and that's what's going to be the deciding factor, is the 69,070K level. If we break that, then yeah, then I think we're good to go. I think we're good to go. We break that, we're good to go. We don't, we're going to 52. I think it might be as simple as that. We'll see. All right. Any other pressing news or things? Let's see. What did we bookmark? Eric Stevens asked the question, 50s, or no, that was actually, I thought Eric was going to buy 50 Sprotos. Dang. Couldn't connect. Oh, is my live stream still running? Oh, we had Sproto Nick join. Let's go. Like the live stream is still going. Yeah, 50 Sprotos or half a punk. Eric Stevens says 50 Sprotos. Yeah, let's check the Sprotos out on OpenSea. Let's see what's happening with the old Sprotos. No, I don't want to sign in right now. Yeah, we haven't looked at what is listed. Let's see what's listed right now. Oh, dang. Look at that. With the Cyclops eye. That's cool. These Sprotos are so cheap right now. Freaking $400. The floor is the floor right now is $368 for Sprotos, man. This is wild. Oh, this one's cool. I've ever seen this one with the white shirt. Oh, it's got a little gem. That's cool. So I love the Sprotos like these. There's like certain Sprotos that just I get attracted to, and it's mostly the ones that have like some kind of amulet, like they're wearing some kind of amulet, and they have a good hedgehog, you know, good hedgehog quills like in the back on the head, the good hedgehog headdress. Like, you know, it's got the 1, 2, 3, because that's how mine are. Like the two that I like. Well, I own one, and one is my profile picture. I don't own my profile picture just yet. I've tried to buy it. I should be able to get it here soon. I just have to track the. Oh my god, it's available! But it's freaking son of a gun, dude. Why is this up so much? Not with $1,000 for my... They're trying to mog me right now. That's what they're doing. Come on. The buy now is a half an ETH. Give me a freaking break, dude. And who's it owned by? Normies to the moon? Oh, you can cut me a deal, Normie. Normie, can you sell it to me for like 400 bucks? That would be, because your top offer right now is 333. It's literally my profile picture. This is how people see me. They know me as this profile picture. I look at the side. I look like the damn thing. So, yeah. Let's talk, okay? Let's talk. Okay, all right, it's there. $1,000. Let's see what else. What? Look at this guy. I've seen this dude before with the eyes. He's like, did I just see? Love it. See, a lot of these, it was so cool about the Sprotos and the Sproto Gremlins. Like, they're very much... Oh, I love this one. This one was so much cheaper back... Dang. This was another one I really liked. I love it. It was like very much like, I'm going to sip some tea. Love that one. Great one. Yeah, these are getting pretty pricey. These are listed up pretty priced. So yeah, right now your floor. Ooh, this one just popped up. That's a good one. Kind of like a cleft lip, cleft lip. Hair lip Steve. 367 by now. That one is like, this has got a little kiss, a little extra lip. 367. Funky Eye, Triple Eye. I like this one. This one's like this guy's going to an interview. You know, he's like, all right, I think I'm gonna get hired. That one's not too bad. I don't like that one very much. That one, could be good, but it's like the blue eyes. Don't know about that one. This one's cool. I like this one. It's got like a little top hat. I like the gray background. You know, a little bit more unique than the other ones. This one's cool. It's just a nice, clean, you know, triple eye, tri eye. That one's nice and clean. This one kind of looks like Vamp. Like if you're familiar with Vamp, in the Ticker Bitcoin community, in the Sproto community, it kind of looks like Vamps. You go to Vamp. See, Vamp's almost more like a kitty though. It's kind of almost like a kitty Sproto. But similar dark theme. Like that. Good one. 431. Yeah, these are priced really well. I'd say the best ones in terms of like that are under 400. I would say the tri-eye, the guy with the little top hat, this one, Proto Gremlin 2007, and then this one right here. And yeah, this one's not under 400, but that one's really good though. Really good. I like these. Yeah, the Sproto Gremlins are looking really good right now. Take a rip off the old blot sheet. Take a rip off the old blot sheet. Go play a new hot game. No, I'm not clicking shit. Game.Harry Potter Obama Sonic Tinio.xyz. What is that, a scam? That's a scam. Don't click. Nope. No one click on that. Don't click on shit. Do not click on anything. No. Who are you? Is this what you're talking about? I just like clicking stuff. Yeah, I'll check it out. I'm not gonna click it. I'm not gonna click it now, but I will click it. I will click it later. I will click it later. All right, guys, let's continue to go through this real quick. Okay, so and then we're gonna end the live stream. Fed hold came with hawkish undertones. Clarity Act delayed, not deleted. Crypto political spend rising. Clarity Act, why it still matters. So here's the progress of it. We got the, House progress done. Senate text has been updated. The floor time has been bottlenecked with other stuff. The vote window is recess. It could be possibly go into recess, which would then delay it till September. If delayed, it would go into September, and then we'd have basically the whole month of August. That is like gonna, who knows, if we could capitulate down into 53 because of it being delayed, or we start seeing prediction markets and money and people who are insiders that know the Clarity Act could potentially pass and not get delayed, and then it goes onto the floor, then we could see some front runnage. How do we know? Well, the ETF flows will start flowing. So, because then they'll flow into the ETS, because then think about it, it's like, why would the first people to bid the bag that know that they're the driving factor of the price action, they're not gonna, I don't know, I feel like that's what'll happen. So you'll start to see the volume come in, you start to see some things getting front ran, and then also based on the prediction markets. And then if that correlates, then that's how we'll break that resistance at 68, 69,000, and then it'll shoot us up. Bull case. That's the bull case. That's bull case scenario. Bear case, as we explain, doesn't break that, gets delayed. And we just gotta be patient and wait. But I mean, it's a great opportunity to buy some lower prices. Bitcoin goes down, everything else is going to go down, so you get some cheaper prices. So the spot buying right now is great. If you're leverage trading, look at your ranges, look at your resistance points on the weekly and the daily, and your support on the weekly and the daily. That's where you're going to kind of make a better decision on where the market might be going in the next few days. Yeah, so the majors, they continue to hold. Sol needs a little bit more rotation of capital. Even though the memes and the Ansom's trying to CTO the whole community into Ansom, it's still not enough to push. The institutions need to come in. The ETF needs to start flowing, and Sol will break all-time high. That's it. And so, top movers of the rotation. Basically gainers, rotation is very selective in terms of which ecosystem. Oh, okay. This has had the losers. Oh yeah, Pipe Dog. Yeah, there was some action on Pipe Dog. I don't know if you guys heard about Pipe Dog. That's literally just dog with pipe. I mean, the same with the dog with hat. Dog with pipe. Whatever. Flash in the pan stuff. Ethereum ecosystem, quality DeFi, and then we got restaking still matters. Coins to cover. You know, we've talked about Aave, how I think the fundamental stuff like Aave, Uni, Lido, things, a maker, it's called Sky now, but all that is still pretty relevant when ETH starts to go into, I think we keep mentioning this, but the ETFs are the key. Some of the whales, they know this too. It's like once the big boys come back in, like these companies like BlackRock, Fidelity, Bitwise, ARK, Invesco, you know, Valkyrie, VanEck, they all are custodians and brokers for the TradFi. So when they start to, and look, Ethereum has just as many ETFs as Bitcoin. So once they start to flow back in, because remember, if we go to the history of this, you go to the history and the flow data, starting from the beginning, look at how much they were flowing in at first. They were flowing in, you know, some millions, and then they started in 2024. Now you remember the price action in 2024, you go and look at ETH, and in 2024, we were like, look, we were above 2,500. We were in the 3K range. We're getting the 4K range. And that was all based on the ETF. Look, November, look, November 2024, going into December, look at that money flowing in and look at where the price was. And you can see then in March 2025, you can see them selling March 2025. You go to March 2025 and look how correlated that is. ETF selling off, and then look at the price. And so if you look at where they start to flow back in, look, May, June, right here, they start flowing back in. They didn't even cross in over 1 million in the day, except right here down in the mid-June. So start the price looking at May 2025. You go to May 2025. Look at that. It starts pumping again. So I'm sorry, but if the ETFs are not flowing in, that's what the price action is going to represent. So, and you can see the massive difference of, and then August, you go to August 2025, look at how much money they started flowing in. Oh, wow. Look at that. $500 million flowed into the ETF for BlackRock. And look at where the price went. $5,200. It's pretty freaking simple to track now at this point. And now we are in June, July, August. Look what happened last time. Look what happened last time here. August 2023. Look, March, August right here. Look, 2025. And look at the split difference. Okay. And we've made higher highs each time too. So I'm thinking the next high that we make for ETH every time it's gone down here, it's gonna break into 6K, 6,500, and based on the fib, $6,100. You better start getting bullish Ethereum. But it's all based on the ETF. So look, once ETH starts to flow back and they stop and they start flowing in again, look, it's starting to happen. Once we get them flowing in $500 million, it's freaking go time. You start longing then. That's when you start longing. Based on the ETFs. That's the alpha right there. That's the freaking alpha. There's no other. What else do you need? That's it. And then find your stuff, find your fundamentals, and let's go. Do it. We can do. Man, they had to get XYO all the way down to the absolute low before they could list it on Crypto.com. Crypto.com was like, hey, we need to be able to buy a lot of the token cheap first before everyone else. So can you run it down? So they were successful. But let's just say we get back into the purple box. That's a 2-3x. So actually XYO right now would be a good DCA for a spot buy to get a 2-3x pretty quickly. Yeah. Yeah, because I think we at least trade back up into the purple box. Purple box is support. Purple box is support and resistance. So that's that support resistance flip box right there in for XYO. And so why are we talking about XYO? Well, Crypto.com made a massive institutional investment into XYO and XL1, which XL1 is XYO's layer 1. That XL1 is the gas fee that provides so XL1 is the gas for the chain. And so let's see what happens. So XLIO and XL1 has been listed on Crypto.com. So if we look at Crypto.com XYO price here, kind of see what's happening there. And then if we go to XL1 on Crypto.com, they have the chart just yet. But maybe Kraken. Basically, not a very good launch. It was actually a terrible launch. Like, how are you ever going to make any money on this thing? Like trying to buy this thing. Like you bought it at like 0.007 or right here, and then it goes down 100%. We'll see what happens with that. But all right, guys, that's it for today. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's all we wanted to cover. Check out all the links in the description. It's the best way to support the channel. And we go live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, we appreciate you guys staying in crypto. And if you're new, we hope you come back to another live stream. And make sure you hit the like button on the way out. Again, check out the Tangem wallet. Oh, why is that? That link is not clickable in there. Okay. Let's see if we can get you guys a proper link. Check out. Go. Yeah, check that link out right there. And you will get, and if you, it'll already put the promo code in, and the promo code will be applied. My promo code is BKWW85, and that is the way you can get discounts on the Tangem wallet. So make sure you check that out. We appreciate it. And also check out OURBIT, PHEMEX. And then if you want to join into the Discord and the Telegram, the links are here as well. All right. May the light of the Lord Jesus Christ shine on you and your families, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Peace out.
Oh, someone just rang the doorbell. I am Satoshi Nakamoto. The bull run can commence.